Mark Rogers TV on college football, and the difference between 1 and 2 may be a whole lot more than just that one spot in the polls. Alabama at number 1, the Ohio State Buckeyes at number 2. These two teams deemed by the media and all the pundits in the preseason as the two top teams in college football. What's the difference? Well, certainly it's championship game experience. The Tide had to go through Florida last year in the SEC title game after having been beaten in the fourth quarter by Tim Tebow and company in 2008. And of course, the Tide completed the deal in defeating Texas in the national championship game. Yeah, the Buckeyes won the Rose Bowl. That was an important step for them, getting over the hump and winning their first BCS game since 2005. But the Rose Bowl and the national championship game don't compare. So the Tide's got that championship game experience. More importantly, on the field, what they've got is a ground game, unlike anybody else in the country. Don't care what the numbers say. Trent Richardson and Mark Ingram and that offensive line produce the best rushing attack in college football. Both these backs average over 7 yards per carry, and you really have to throw out the numbers and watch them play. They're both extremely strong, tough. They know how to run, and they've got great speed, especially Richardson. And of course, Ingram's the reigning Heisman Trophy winner. The Buckeyes, on the other hand, get their running game out of their quarterback, Terrell Pryor. In the backfield, they've got Danny Boom Herron and Brandon Sane, two nice running backs, but against lesser competition, just averaging over 4 yards per carry at 4.2 for Sane, 4.6 for Herron. The rushing attacks don't compare. Again, Terrell Pryor leads the Buckeyes in rushing, and that can't hold up down the stretch against teams like Iowa, Wisconsin, and Michigan, and especially against an elite team like Alabama in a national championship scenario. The Buckeyes with Sane, he's a sprinter, a track guy, not a great running back. Herron, again, a very good running back, but nothing in the class of Richardson and Ingram. The Buckeyes need to start to run the football down the stretch and into a championship scenario that they covet against the Alabama Crimson Tide. Alabama this week, another test against South Carolina, a very tough team in the SEC that's put an offense together with the recent defensive performances they've had in the last few years under Steve Spurrier. And the Buckeyes get an Indiana team that's explosive on offense, but lacking very much on defense at home. Ohio State, Alabama, that's the difference right now. The Tide runs the ball. Would love to hear what you have to say about Alabama, Ohio State on Mark Rogers TV.